Okay, so good evening and welcome to tonight's IELTS class. And thanks for joining. Okay, I think people are busy, but the class must go ahead. Okay, today is the start of another season in IELTS writing. That's why I was trying to patiently wait, but we can't wait endlessly, so we'll start the class now. Okay, so in today's class, I'm going to set the pace for our writings, and well, it's going to be a bit more of elementary, okay, because I want us to grasp how to write properly and effectively. Okay, let me see if this is my slide. No, this is my slide. Okay, so this is lecture one. So we're going to start writing now, and then for the purpose of clarity, I'm going to display the curriculum that we will be following. Yes, I'm going to display the curriculum that we will be following. Good evening, Mrs. Toriola. I acknowledge your presence. Okay, so this is the steps we're going to be taking. I hope we'll be able to treat each so that maybe at the end of 8, 9 lectures we will have been done and be able to write properly. The number one thing we'll be doing is sentence structure. That is how to structure our sentence while constructing an essay. Yes. Then the number two thing is vocabulary development. Number three, stating your idea. Number four, we will do vocabulary development two. Yes, then structure of discussion, then writing arguments and defending opinion, identifying the question, and then writing introduction, writing main body, writing conclusion. So those are the things we will have to be, we would go through in this season. Okay, and a lot of thinking, research has gone into, okay, how to improve and get as many people as possible to cross the border of 7.5 and 8 thereabout, because that's the target. Okay, so the first thing here today is sentence structure. Okay, don't mind the way my board is looking, and then I pre-wrote some things, though I don't normally pre-write. Okay, sentence structures. I said there are generally, of two types of sentence. Okay, because I want people to understand the basics of writing. There are two general sentence types. Number one is the simple sentence. And you can see I have given a sample of what it is, because these are the basic things we need to understand um, when we start writing. Okay, Ade is a boy. Okay, so Ade is tall, Ade is brilliant, Ade is dark. So now those are simple sentences, but when you want to write essay, you can write simple, but most of the time we do not write simple sentences. We migrate into writing things like Ade is tall. This is coupling sentence here on my right. Brilliant and dark. And Ade is a tall, brilliant, and dark boy. Okay, some people say you need to replace the A again. A brilliant, but some people can write it like this: a tall, a brilliant, and a dark boy. Okay, you can also write it like this: Ade is a boy, he is tall, brilliant, and dark. Okay, so I am introducing us to the basic concept of writing uh, simple sentence, because when you start gluing your sentence together, you need to start using variety of complexity. Yeah, but the sentence structure I just put down here is what? It's just transition with punctuations and addition. That is, okay, what I use here, this sentence or these sentences transited using punctuations and addition, because when you are transiting, your sentences can come in various forms. This is one of the maybe the elementary stage of writing a complex sentence, because when you are writing anything, you start from that moment and then you are putting information together. Okay, so that is the first stage of writing. And for example, if you are in primary school, Ade is a boy, Ade is tall, Ade is brilliant, Ade is dark. But as you advance in the primary school, you start writing Ade is tall, it is a tall, a brilliant, and a dark boy. Then you can express it in various formats. Ade is a boy, he is tall, brilliant, and dark. Now, if you want to write maybe a contradiction, you believe one of these is a contradiction. Okay, complex sentence, let me just put it that way, with punctuations, okay, additions, and contradiction. Because you might want to convey, because when you are writing, you are trying to convey a meaning. For example, if you believe being dark is a negative thing for Ade, Ade is uh, a tall, brilliant, okay, but a dark boy, because you believe that being dark contradicts all the things. Maybe you think the tall are good aspect or some aspect which differ from being dark, if that's what you want to actually portray. So, you know, this sentence with a contradiction, sentence, let me put it three, sentence one. Sentence one and two means the same thing, just carried out in a different way. Or sentence three means something else. It means you are trying to say, these are the aspects of Ade which I believe are positive, and this is the side which I believe is negative, because you use a but. Yes. Okay. So that's the way when you want to write, because we will, from here, we will go into an advanced stage of transition, because I discover many people do not actually properly transit when they are conveying their idea. So if your idea is muddled up, there's a problem. So from here, if I'm a marker, I know that this person is trying to tell me all the information about Ade in one sentence, but the person talked about it in a good light here, in a good light. In a good light, plus in a contradictory light that is trying to portray being dark as something. Yeah, perception. Okay, so that's the way when you want to write. Simple, complex, simple, complex. But most of the time, you write complex sentence. Okay, now I'm transiting with this. I'm going to start with this one. I said, describe Nigeria. Okay, I said, use positive term now. So if I want to use positive term, let me do this, because we will still do Nigeria okay, has a population of maybe 200 million. Okay, Nigeria has over maybe 31, 300,000 acres of, okay, uh, arable land. I get this land. Okay, I think let me just leave it like that. Land. Okay, my arable is not correct. Yes, and then Nigeria has 300 ethnic group. Okay, okay. Someone said Nigeria is a great nation. I will put that as the general statement. Starting this one, Nigeria is a great nation. You can see that I have put a lot of things together here. Stating them is in simple sentences, but if I want to combine them, okay, so I want to write about Nigeria now. Okay, so let me split this slide into two because I want to really go into explaining this thing deeply so that when you are conveying your message, you need to convey your message clearly. So, and the languages of expression you use is what tells the your marker that okay, this person actually understands English. Okay, I've duplicated the side, so I'm going to remove this first. Then I'm going to remove this. Okay. Okay, so now if I want to now translate it, I now say Nigeria is a great nation. Okay, I want to say great nation. Okay, consisting of 200 million, okay, people or citizens, because citizens, okay, with over 300,000 acres of arable land and about 300 ethnic ethnic nationalities or ethnic group. Some people don't like being called ethnic nationality because they say, are they sovereign states? Okay, but some people refer to ethnic group as ethnic nationalities. Okay, so Nigeria is a great nation consisting of 200 million citizens with over 300,000 acres of arable land and about 300 ethnic groups. The thing there is that I want to rearrange this one because immediately I mentioned the people, it shows my level of arrangement. If I say, okay, because I was talking about the people, so let me then put with about, okay, can you see, and and over 300 acres of arable land. So because I put the ethnic nationality because I was just talking about the people, so let me talk immediately about the ethnic nationality because it's about the people before I go into about the agricultural land. Okay, Nigeria is a great nation consisting of 200 million citizens with about 300 ethnic groups. Okay, groups, sorry, and over 300,000 acres of arable land. Can you see now? Because I'm trying to talk about Nigeria being a great nation. So I can use that way to transit because I'm talking about Nigeria. There is a consistency in what I am saying because my explanation of being great is means it has 200 million people, it's about 300 ethnic groups and over 3,000 acres of arable land. Okay, so that is a complex sentence. These are simple sentences. The first set here, this is a sample complex sentence. Okay, complex sentence. Okay, so the thing there, that's it. Why? Because when you are, thank you, Emperor, when you are forming sentences, you are conveying an idea, you need to let the person properly understand your idea. If you are gluing the idea together, because you are not writing elementary, you need to glue idea together. You glue them by using transition of comma, using transition of uh, additions. Can you see what I use here? With. You can use, okay, with, instead of using, I didn't want to use consisting again. With. Yes, that's a way to add. Consisting is an addition because I'm trying to transit that it contains, yeah, you can see the way I am transiting. And I use the commas to show break. And then here, and when I'm concluding, I use the word hand. Some people use hand many times, but I said if it is not hand, and because hand will not be suitable where I use and because consisting, if I said and it's okay, but by use of with is more better. So those are the things that you need to pay attention to when writing sentence. Now, that was the first thing I wrote. Sorry, I need to rearrange my slide now because I think I should have used the upper slide. Then I used the lower slide. Then it will cause a problem of arrangement for those who want to watch it later. So let me quickly rearrange my slide. Yeah. Okay. So going there, this was the first thing we did. Okay. Then this one. Okay. So now I have done the one of Nigeria in positive term. For example, if I want to now write the positives or add some negatives, can you see? I said describe Nigeria positive and negative. I'm going to do that now so that you would see. Okay. So if I want to describe both positive and negative, I regard these as positive or part of the endowment, depending. But if I want to transit now, so and I want to talk about Nigeria is okay affected okay by ethnic division. Okay, Nigeria is affected by food shortage. Okay, okay, somebody sent a message. Let me quickly see the message of the person. Oh, you can't use ethnic insurgents. Insurgents is like a group that are against the country. Okay, so you need to know the meaning of those words. Okay, so if I want to continue, so let me first of all don't use this ethnic division. There is a reason I don't want to use it. I will use it later. Let me not remove it. I will use it later. Okay, okay, okay. So despite okay, okay, all the greatness of the country, okay, okay, our populace, I want to use citizen before, our populace still suffer food shortage. Okay, but now because food shortage is about the arable land, despite all this greatness, especially uh, the blessing of fertile land, aka the country, yes, of the country, our populace still suffer shortage, still suffer food shortage. Okay, can you see? I wanted to transit to talk about something that is negative. So I said, despite all the greatness, especially the blessing of fertile land, okay, I don't want to use the country again. I don't need it. Our populace still suffer food shortage. I am trying to say, okay, despite all this greatness, this is the problem of the country. So I have described, so it means I have transited from the good side, great. I said despite. Okay, I might later on when we get into vocabulary development, I will say, can't you use something to replace this greatness and something like that? Okay, especially okay, the blessing of fertile land. Instead of using arable land now, I use fertile land. Our populace still suffer food shortage. So I'm trying to contradict. I'm trying to state or change tone or change the direction of my discussion. That despite I can't just say the just transit anyhow. I need to transit accordingly. If I am adding another point, for example, here, if I want to add another point, more so, it means I want to add another point. More so, you see, okay, she has been able to produce a lot, quite a number of intellectuals. Okay, can you see? More so, she has been able, that is Nigeria. I'm not mentioning Nigeria now. Okay, so she has been, I'm referring to Nigeria in the female term that she has been, nation are always referred to in the gender, in the female gender term. Okay, so I now had this, despite you see that if I have an information to add, which I believe is positive, I need to use addition. I have used the addition of and within a sentence, but when I'm starting another sentence, and is acceptable, but use other formats more so. So also, in addition, okay, additionally, fine. Yes, you can. Mr. Oyebo, there is nothing like too many commas as far as what you are itemizing makes sense. That's English for you. Yeah, nothing like too many commas. Once you are adding and you are transiting from one point to the other, what you are writing is making logical, grammatical sense, nothing like too much commas. No, not at all. One of the reasons most of us score low is punctuation problems. You need to punctuate appropriately. Okay. Okay, yes, you can use furthermore. We will get to the place where I discuss the issue of additions and things like that. So that is the way to present your idea. Okay, so now I'm going to transit. I'm going to remove what I've just done now. I'm going to say, highlight the agriculture. I don't want to say this first of all. Okay, discuss some positives, at least two positives, okay, uh, at least, okay, not at least, just two, because I don't want us to write so long sentence. I just want to see how you coordinate. At least two about, okay, the states you live in. I wanted to put Lagos. Some people have not been to Lagos, but we need to start from the place you understand to the place that you can be able to conceptualize abstract things. Okay, so I'm giving you like 5 minutes. Please write now and send. Discuss some positives. Okay, just two about the state. If it's Kaduna, if it's Lagos, if it's Enugu, just write it. And I want you to actually mention the state so that I will understand. So you have 5 minutes. Please, let's do the task, because the task we are doing is like building a foundation for writing properly. So, and it will be good if you participate. So please, this is 9:32, 9:35. Don't write something too elaborate. Just, I want you to coordinate your write-up. Simple transitions of you're adding information, you're using a comma and things like that. Coordinate what you are writing properly and appropriately. The classes will be a bit much with this, because I want it to be like a physical class where you'll be able to send in your task. I'll be able to coordinate and make corrections. Yes, because that's the purpose. That's why it will be so much benefiting. Okay, it's so much benefiting. Okay, if you are able to. This is Okay. Okay. So fine. This is a very good sentence. This, and it is simple, straight to the point. I live in the state. It's a state where agricultural products are readily available to citizens. Also, the cost of living is quite affordable for the masses. Okay, so that is it. Okay, fantastic. I think because we need to be comfortable in our shell because, okay, these are some good, good, good. Okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't copy this, all this, the thing the person wrote. So I will recopy it now because I think most of us are writing. Fine. River State is richly endowed with resources, including crude oil, gas reserves, and a vast expanse of fertile agricultural land. Fantastic. It also has a large market for other products consumed within the state and marketable outside its boundaries, okay, such as fish and other seafoods. This is fantastic. Okay, so somebody has also written something. Okay, this was say undoubtedly the state I live in is centralized area. Okay, where I would have loved to come out here. So many activities such as buying and selling take activities take place because activities is plural. The what should follow it should be the this thing, not the takes. Activities such as okay. In addition to this, okay, this is double. This is what I call double addition. In addition to this, it is, and because you have used the word addition, you don't need to use it is also. In addition to this, it is an urbanized center where so many industries are located. On top of this, transportation is also redefined. This is not properly clarified. Yeah, because I don't know in relation to what you are talking about, though I expected you to mention the state, but that's not a big problem. On top of this, transportation is also redefined. What does this mean in relation to what you have been saying? Okay, so this one I put in red, do not agree with what you were telling me. So, or it doesn't have convey, okay, is redefined to make movement as accessible. Okay, let me rewrite it and copy what you just sent. Okay. On top of this, okay, transportation, okay, uh, though what you wrote on top of this, transportation is also redefined. You don't need to, on top of this, is an addition on its own. So don't use also again. It's redefined to make movement, okay, Okay, I will have loved this because you are talking in past tense. Being redefined. Yeah, to make movement accessible. Movement accessible. I do not accept this conclusion. It doesn't tally. To make movement maybe easy or something like that. Movement accessible. That is or to make even remote areas accessible. To make okay, so I'll find it this way. So though okay, another person okay wrote this. The person that wrote this, so let me find a way of creating a new slide. Okay, I'm going to put it there because I want to create many slides as possible so that everybody that contributes your work will be judged and correction will be made. Okay, though I asked you to write two things, that's why I was saying you have mentioned three things. Please just follow the rules. There are something I'm driving at. I said two, minimum two, maximum two, because I want you to coordinate some things. Okay. Lagos is a land of opportunity for both individuals and companies. Okay. The way you transited here was not understandable. Yes, it isn't clear what point you were trying to make. Lagos is a land of opportunity for both company and individuals and companies. Okay, I would have loved you to put a full stop here. Coupled with this, okay, is the availability of social amenities. Okay, is a land of uh, opportunity for both individual. Okay, okay. Though the problem is that all your statements were not explained, were not what you meant by. Though I asked you to make a complex sentence, what you meant by opportunities, I wanted it to be a bit elaborate. Okay, okay, but don't let me go there now. Later we will come into how to elaborate your statements and things like that. Okay, so that is it about writing. Okay, so now for all that you have written, I want you to do another, to add something to it. Okay, I want to take this to somewhere else so that we'll be able to fully deal with this instead of moving to many things. Okay, so I want you to do another thing now. I want you to state uh, two uh, two negatives about the state. Yes, state two negatives because what you have just sent to me is positives. They are positives. Then now I want you to state two negatives. And please do not, I know who wrote, just transit to negative. I will copy your negative under the sentence that you have written. Yes, so that I will see. So consider what you have written before. Don't just write it as an isolated statement. That is, write it as a continuation of what you were saying. So that's what I mean. Because when I copy it, I'll put it under what you've written. Then, so that's it. So state two negatives about the state. Maybe two. You have said some positive thing. I want you to go into negative now. Okay. If still be writing, I noticed that there was a problem with this person's arrangement. I will come there. I'm not dealing with arrangement now, but I want to point it out because some of us, when we are arranging, we normally have that problem. I've highlighted it. When we are done, I will, I will. Okay, I'm waiting for negatives about the states. Okay, so that we'll be able to move ahead to the next thing, but we must get how to arrange our argument, our presentation, and things like that. I'm going to comment after that on this one, and I'm going to comment on this one. Though I didn't want to go to the elaboration, but I want the person who wrote it to understand some basic things about making your ideas very clear. Okay, I have seen one that somebody has sent now. Okay, this is one. This, yeah, fine. The person that wrote this one was the one. Though I said I had a problem with the latter part, I'm just spotting it. Uh, Irrespective of her greatness, yeah, she is not without shortcomings. Fantastic. And the person went on to list the shortcoming. The person that wrote the non-elaborate sentence, please look at it. Epileptic power supply and unavailability of social amenities, okay, are major problems. Okay, fine. Epileptic power problem, okay, and unavailability of social amenities are the major problems. Okay, I will just state something, add to it. Plaguing, okay, the state, because yeah, it's look better now after adding the major problems plaguing or affecting. Plaguing is more advanced, so when you're writing, when we get there, I will explain. So let me see what others have also written. Okay. Okay. The person that wrote this, okay, at the polar opposite, I won't accept this because polar opposite means you have indicated before that one extreme end is good. So your starter here. So I would have loved you to use something that transits, such as however, because at the polar opposite, you've not told us what was at one end before, indicated that direction. So I would say I prefer however. Lagos is overpopulated. If you have told me that at one end, though I didn't give you that idea before that we are going to write the opposite side. So don't use it because you didn't use it to start. It's overpopulated due to so many people moving to metropolitan area in search of greener pasture. Also, excessive amount of waste are generated, which makes the city dirty. Okay, I think the person that wrote this one just wrote, uh, okay, two problems, though he was able to coordinate it, starting just with an idea. Fantastic. Okay, so those are things. The person who wrote this one, I think you just join in. Uh, okay, sorry. The person that wrote, I think I've mismatched somebody's information. So I'm going to change it now. Yes, I've mismatched. Yes. Okay, I think the person will have been looking at me. The person who wrote this was the person that wrote this one. Irrespective of our greatness, she's not without our shortcoming. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to, okay, so the person that wrote this, the one about rivers is the one I'm copying now. So I'm sorry for the mix up because I'm trying to match and see that, okay, you wrote the right thing in terms of transition. Okay. In spite of all these attributes, the state has multiple ethnic groups. Okay. And this heterogeneity of its people contributes to the high incidence of violence and crime within its territory. Okay, the state also has many boundaries, okay, which with neighboring states resulting in a high influx of people from these states into urban areas of these states. This part is not clear. Yes, this part is not clear because you say these states into urban area of this state. You are mentioning two places, but you are not coordinating it properly. Okay, in spite. I think in spite is separate. Okay, neighboring. This is British, so it will. Okay, so let's go. I will come to this one later, and also the latter part. I think you always have. I think there's a pattern of the simple mistake you make when you are trying to conclude your statements. Yes. Okay. The person that wrote Lagos is a big city. Okay. I think you did not write the first statement. I will see if I'm able to judge you because I want something I will be able to properly, okay, attend to. So, but I will attend to those who wrote the first statement first. However, the state is overpopulated due to inflow of the people. Why did you write the people? Of people, you have not mentioned a specific people before, so you cannot use the word the of people to be part of people to be part of the success story. This is not well coordinated. It is not well coordinated, and I will come to that later. This degenerates to the increase. This is not well coordinated as well. So I will or not well stated. Okay. Okay, so let me see. Okay, most of us are just waking up. I would have continued. I'm just going to please. I want us to be part of. the class from the beginning next time, because it's just, I need to consider it because you are participating. I need to know from the beginning, because if you are sending me lump sentence, the problem is that you will be making quite a lot of mistakes, which is going to waste my time. Yes, instead of maybe possibly correcting it from the beginning. Lagos is a big city. The state has enormous job opportunity and also good medical capacity. However, fantastic, high cost of living and also problems of flooding. You have used also before. I don't have a problem. When we deal with alternate word, I will be commenting on that. Also, problem of flooding when it rains heavily are part of problem uh, the people problems the people face. Fantastic. So I'm going to pick the last person that I just contributed to as well. Please, at this stage, please use sentences and statements that you could coordinate. As a matter of fact, when we get to vocabulary development, I'm going to emphasize that now. As much as I want you to use good the ones you know, understand them. I hail from a state, the western part of Nigeria. I don't know, you shouldn't put capital of Nigeria. It is a place that is engulfed. This is not a right tense, right expression to use. Engulf. Something engulfed means something is consuming it. It's engulfed in maybe war, engulfed in. So this is not the right statement. Okay, okay, maybe endowed. Okay, I'm using capital letter now. Endowed. As much as I want higher expression, use the ones that you could properly coordinate with agricultural. So let me say agricultural produce, because this is not complete produce like cash crops, okay, such as coconuts, I don't know what, duncan nuts, cashew, and mangoes. Okay, the standard of living there is actually low, so you did not transit properly. However, because you need to tell me that you are changing, is blessed, but now you are changing tone. The standard of living there is actually low because of the fresh food they dwell on. This is not a proper justification. Why standard of living low because of the fresh food they dwell on? That's not, you didn't properly relate the cause and effect. Okay, maybe because of the subsistence farming. Let me put it there. Yes, systems farming. Okay, which is the mainstay, which is the livelihood of the people. Please, okay, please, let's use something that is straightforward. Okay, okay. So because you are transiting and then more so, you need to more so because you are transiting to another positive. Why are you referring to their roads? You said it's your state. So you can't be referring to their, it's not a good expression. The roads, okay. Because you need to say our roads, the roads, or you said the roads. You said is. This is how. Okay, so I would say interstate. It is countries that conduct bilateral trade is very difficult. This made the financial state very, no. I would delete your last set of statements because they are becoming too much and you did not coordinate them well. Because I would have loved you to just maintain simple, please. When I said do a task, two solutions, mention the two. The reason is that I want us to understand how to coordinate before you go into the third, the fourth, the fifth. If you don't do too well, you need to do too well before we get to the next thing. Please let us add there. Okay, more so the roads are inaccessible, so interstate trade is very difficult. So I'm going to delete this one too. Don't coordinate many cause and effects. So simple. Yes. Okay. So I want us to write simply like this first, then be able to understand how to go into elaboration. Okay. So I will start with the places I said had problem. Yes, this was one of the, so please, you were not the one that wrote this, but I want you to pay attention to why I said the statement this person said has problem. The first one, the person said it also has large market for other products consumed within the states and marketable outside its boundaries. This was where he mentioned the product. Then he now started mentioning the product after he has said what happens to the product. So it is better, immediately the person mentioned the product, that the person puts them, mention the product right there. Okay, such as fish and other seafoods, comma, okay, consumed with, okay, within the states, because I've changed the arrangement, and marketable outside its boundary. Can you see? It is well coordinated. You mentioned the product, you said other products such as, the arrangement was not agreeing properly. So that's it. Okay, and I said this part was not also good. The state has also many boundaries with neighboring states, resulting in high influx of people from these states. I would have loved you to say outside states, because you were coordinating many states, outside states, okay, into urban area of this state. It is clear now. I'm mentioning two states. I need to be very clear on daily basis. Fantastic. So that is just the area I wanted to correct. So I want to go into the statement made by this person. Lagos is a land of simple sentence like this. So you need to say, okay, and company, okay, because there are many, okay, because let me just put it like, because there are many job opportunities and businesses for the maybe duo, the two. Coupled with this is the availability of social amenities. Fantastic. Even if you want to elaborate, if you don't want to elaborate, okay, which makes life easy, life and business transaction easy. Okay, however, the state is overpopulated due to inflow of people, okay, to the who wants, okay, wants, okay, who wants to be part of the success story. This degenerates. This is not well coordinated. This influx, that's why if you are not coordinating it properly, you need to start another sentence of people or of people degenerate into increase in traffic. I would not like degenerate to, okay, traffic problems. Degenerates. It is not correct. Something degenerates. Influx of people does not even degenerate. Okay. something degenerates. The influx of people, I don't want to lead to, okay, traffic, maybe to traffic problems in the states. Okay, log, okay, log jam in the states. Okay, so because you are not properly explaining, so I need to explain. Okay, please write simply. For the person that wrote it, I would have loved you. I would recommend this statement. This person wrote some very simple statements, and so please try to, when you are using your expression, use the ones that you can coordinate. Yes, I've emphasized I expression, but use the ones that you can coordinate. Okay, so so far we've been able to do sentence structure, and I think it has been beneficial because this is what I said will be the curriculum of what the writing season, sentence structure, vocabulary development, stating your idea. Fantastic. I think the sentence structure has been okay so far. Okay, so some of us are getting it, some of us are still coming behind, but that is where we will stop on sentence structure today. Yes, because I'm going to take it slowly. We will start from sentence structure. So start writing sentences. Yes, and start writing them simply. Okay, this person knows how to write elaborate sentence. The person that wrote River State, this person writes simply and they are correct. They are both correct in their own right. So that's the grammatical town. You said your town. I have corrected what was wrong with your town. So it is okay. This person too, I've removed some grammar and it is better. Okay, so this person has a way of using words. This person has a way of using our own simplicity. This person has a way of using a lot of elaboration. So you need to find a niche. Those are, I think those are the standard essay sent. And this person too was very, very simple because this is what I want at first to see, but you need to be able to elaborate further. But when we get into elaboration, yes, but first of all, you also got it right. Please, I want us to write something simple that we can coordinate first. Okay, so now I want to go into vocabulary development one. Because of time, I may not be able to cover all the things I want to state under vocabulary development one, because number one is main idea. That is how to identify, because this main idea will help you. You see a simple idea, complex idea, okay? So it is identifying it. In this vocabulary development one, we are doing three things. Main idea, the use of punctuation, that is comma and additions. We've started doing it from the way we coordinated our sentence, but I will want to emphasize that. And also, yes, additions. Then we will come to the use of contrast. Those are the three things I want us, we will be focusing on now. Yes, how to transit with additions. But the first thing is how to probably identify the main idea and how to present our ideas. Okay, so that's what we will do shortly before we close. I know some of us might be tired, but because we have a lot to cover, so bear with me. And to be very candid, if you have attended this class before, you know I am trying to slow down because what's the purpose of running ahead and people are not getting what I'm saying? So I've been able to break the lecture into pieces so as to be able to encourage us to pick it bit by bit. Okay, this is a paragraph, and I'm going to explain the paragraph. I'm going to read it. You will see, no rushing, because I want you to understand how essays are structured. You can see here, introducing dung beetles into a pasture is a simple process. The person puts a colon. Why? The person wants to explain. When you see colon, semicolon, hyphen, that's what you can use it to list, you can use it to explain. So approximately 1,500 beetles are released. The person is trying to explain what it means by simple process, introduction of beetle, because approximately 1,500 beetles are released. Can you see, comma, a handful at a time, number, then the volume into a cowpat in the, can you see, the person methodically said, these are the process for introducing, these are the simple process. You introduce 1,000, a handful at a time, then into the cowpat in the cow pasture. So and like I said here, I said the media is often the first sentence or first two sentences of a paragraph. It will give you what the paragraph is going to talk about. It's about the process of beetle into the pasture. Can you see? Okay. And look at the next statement. It said the beetle, that is the dung beetle, immediately disappears or disappear beneath the path. Some people will even put comma here. The person didn't put comma. Digging and tunneling and comma, because the person wants to transit. If they are successfully, and if they successfully adapt to their new environment, comma, soon become a permanent, comma, self-sustaining part of the local ecology. But if you look at the first segment, it's talking about dung beetle. This one too is talking about dung beetle. Okay, how they are introduced into the pasture. You can see the third line, in time, that is with time, they multiply. As a matter of fact, some people can put a comma here. Yeah, they multiply, and within 3 or 4 years, the benefits to the pastures are obvious. What is it talking about here? Beetle, dung beetle, because that's the thing. If you look at it, I want you to, this is the key actor here. So, and everything is centered around it. Let me put it in green. So, because I want us to understand how main idea is understood, because we need it while reading, we also need it while writing. As a matter of fact, next Tuesday, I'm still going to use this same thing to explain it while reading. Okay. So you will see that what is the whole thing all about? Dung beetle. What is it about dung beetle? The introduction is a simple process. Yeah. It mentioned dung beetle here. And approximately 1,000 of them. It mentioned it again here. You can see that there is a repetition because one of the things is that the keyword is repeated, whether directly or a pronoun format. A handful is still about dung beetle. Somebody sent something. Okay, thank you. I think it's because I'm talking. It's not that I have cough, but thank you. I didn't bring water to my small studio here. I should be taking some water. Okay. The beetle immediately disappear beneath the path, digging and tunneling. And if they successfully adapt to their new environment, okay, this is this. I'm putting the places where it mentioned the beetle many times. The beetle immediately disappears. And if it is mentioning the beetle here. So the whole thing is about the beetle adapt to their new environments, the beetle again. Okay, So you can see that, okay, in time, the beetle again. So one thing about the main idea or the key thing to be discussed about is that the beetle. So you know that what is being discussed here is actually about the beetle. So, but what is being said about the beetle? The introduction. Okay, so main idea, dung beetle, because okay, their introduction is simple. Okay, so that's the thing. So the first thing I want you to be looking for is one word that is repeated or constantly referred to. So one of the ways to get it is one method to get the main idea or the thing that the main idea is centered around, because don't be too is the total main idea, is the subject or the focus. One method is the keyword or key entity, okay, constantly mentioned. You need to be able to, some people don't easily get it from the first sentence. So that's why I'm going through, but the first sentence always reveal it. If you're not sure, go to the second sentence, that thing will be referred to again. Repeated. So if it is beginning of a paragraph, you know that possibly throughout this passage, it will be about dung beetle. Yes, the whole passage will be about dung beetle. Okay, so dung beetle, their introduction is simple because when it's mentioned here, it says how they are introduced, 1,500, a handful at a time. Then immediately the beetle goes, it's trying to say this process is simple. He started explaining, disappear beneath the path, digging, tunneling, and if successfully they adapt, they soon become permanent, self-sustaining, that is, they are able to sustain themselves, and part of the local ecology. Ecology means environment. Okay, in time, that is, with time, as time passes on, they multiply, that is, they breed. And within 3 or 4 years, the benefit to the pasture, that is, it's telling you that it is between 3 or 4 years that you start, the benefits are becoming clear or obvious. Maybe the first year, the person might not notice the benefits. Okay, so the issue is about dung beetle. Their introduction is simple. Okay, so I don't want to bore you, but I want you to understand it. I know some people have left the class, maybe they are tired. We will soon close by 10, maybe 20, 25, because I want us to understand this main idea and also sentence structure, because it will help us when we are presenting our own ideas, actually. Okay, so let me go into the second sentence now. After a paragraph, after this, I'm going to close the class, then we will resume next Thursday. Dung, be dung, dung beetles walk from the inside of the park. This is a paragraph, is a dung beetle, which is different from the introduction. They walk from inside the parts, so they are sheltered from predators such as birds and foxes. Okay, so what is it, the main idea here? The main idea is simply where they walk from, because it's trying to say walk from inside of the path. Because they walk from inside of the path, they are sheltered. So it's about dung beetle from where they walk from. Okay, because the first paragraph was saying they start digging, now they are underneath. Okay, look at it. Dung beetle, it's still about dung beetle. So dung beetle, but the major focus is from where they walk from. They are walking where they walk from. Dung beetle. Okay, The thing there is that I really want a feedback. If you think 1 hour, 30 minutes is too long, I want to really see if you're tired because some people have left. I don't want to see a case of people are not benefiting or maybe it's network. Yes, I want you to send a feedback. Is 1 hour, 30 minutes too much for writing? Maybe we'll cut it to 1 hour, 20, but we have a lot to cover. Okay, don't be to work from inside of the path. So, because of this, they are sheltered from predators such as birds and foxes. Okay. Okay, yon is network. Okay, no problem. Okay, so the major thing is dung beetle, where they work from, yes, work from inside the path, and they are, because they work from inside the path, they are sheltered. Look at the second time it's mentioning dung beetle, they are sheltered. So it's about dung beetle. What is it about dung beetle? Okay, they. Okay, someone said it's okay. I want people to respond. Please don't be shy. Moving the class to 9 o'clock was because some people say they don't get home on time. So they're on the road. So I had to consider it usually used to be 8 p.m. I had to consider them and move the lecture to 9. Really, I wanted people who are alert and active. But yeah, so that I will know what to put. But you know that you need to give some sacrifice. And I'm really, really putting this into it so that the outcome will be good. Okay, so it's about dung beetle from where they work from. If you are doubting it, it said most species burrow into the soil. Yes, it started because the first paragraph was even telling us how they tunnel, how they dig and bury dungs in tunnels directly beneath the paths. Can you see? He's talking about their work, where they're working from. Some large species originating from. So the first thing is to identify the key actor. Can you see the keyword that identify the key actor? The next thing is to identify the key action. Yes, because in the first one, we said, okay, the main idea was don't be to their introduction. Yes, because it started discussing about that their introduction. 1,005 are released. When you release something, you make them go. Yeah, that's an introduction. A handful at a time. So look for the keyword or the key action, possibly repeated too. That's the way to find out the main idea. You look for that actor, you look for the action that the actor carries out. In the first one, it's about release or introduction. Then the second sentence can start saying again, or the sentence that follows the explanation, approximately 1,000 are released. It's the same word like introduction. Yes, in this context. And if you look at the first one, the second one, don't be too work from inside of the path as they are sheltered. Most species, that is still referring to the dung beetle here again, burrow into the soil. Burrow is their own activity, work, activity, work. You can see they burrow into the soil and bury dung in tunnel directly beneath the path. And if you still go further, most species, this is it. Let me put the actions in red so that it can be clear. Yes, because I want us to really get this thing. Okay, where they work from, bureau, work, that's their own work. If you call it activity, I think it will be better. Somebody sent a message. Okay, so two people have said 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay, I'm still, yeah, I don't just want people to be tired, too tired. Okay, no problem. Okay, the thing that now is identifying the main idea. So I have given us a breakdown of it. I want us to pick up any write-up and see. One method is the key entity constantly mentioned. That is the, 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 the entity the action is centered around. So number one is about action. Oh, sorry, actor. Yeah. So that is one, so that we can remember. Number two is about action. The actor and the action that will be explained, because the first statement will give the main idea, mostly at most the second statement. Other statements will start explaining and they will still use words, alternate words. Actor, yes. Action, you are looking for the actor, you are looking for the action that is surrounding in order to get your main idea. So there is a key actor mentioned that will be consistently mentioned. There is a key action that is mentioned that will be consistently mentioned or interpreted. That is how to get, when you combine your actor and your action, yes, that is constantly mentioned or interpreted. So that's when you get, you combine your actor and action that is consistently okay interpreted. You have your main idea. Okay, yes. So I'm doing it like mathematics, where you combine the actor that is repeated and the action that is repeated to, you have your main idea. I want us to do this one. I'll still revisit it when we come, when we make a return on Thursday or even Tuesday, because we are starting reading class and I will start with this main idea again. Uh, I want us to get the main idea for this one. Yes, please get the main idea, the action, the main idea, actor and action together to come to make the main idea. So in the next 2 minutes, I want us to get it out. Please get it out so that we would close and I will call it a day. Okay, you missed the class, you can have it. It's even live on YouTube, so you can have it immediately after the class. You can just check on YouTube to go through it. It's live on YouTube, so it's recorded live there. Okay, the main idea I'm still expecting, then we'll go into it. Okay, no problem. No problem. We'll continue from here next week, but it's a very, we did two things: sentence structuring, how to arrange your ideas, and how to properly formulate your ideas in sentences from simple to, okay, no problem. Okay, I'm still expecting main idea from Move also. Okay, you said dung barrier in springs. Okay, Okay. Okay, some of us said dung burial, seasonal variation of dung burial. I want us to point out the fact that you must not lose focus of the fact that it's about dung beetle. So, but what is it now? But you are saying dung burial. For maximum dung burial, actually, that's it. The main thing that is centered around. For you to have maximum dung burial, whether in the spring, in the summer, or in the autumn, farmers require variety of species. What is he referring to here? Variety of species. We have overlooked it, overlapping period of activity. So for maximum depth burial, you require variety of species of what? Dung beetles. He didn't mention them directly, variety of species. So that is another way to refer to dung beetles, those beetles, variety of species and with overlapping period of activity. Okay, so for maximum dung burial, okay, variety of species plus overlapping, okay, period of activity. Yes, for farmers to be able to have a maximum dung burial, because if you look at those statements, it's talking about how they tunnel through the dung. Yeah, for them to be able to bury the dung properly, variety of species is needed. Species is dung beetle. And overlapping period of their activity. He didn't mention it. It is those species activity. Yes. So that's the end of the class today. I'm going to start from here next week so that we will understand how simple illustrations are given, because it is very, very necessary when we are reading too. So thanks for those who contributed. Let me copy the response of the last person because I want to be acknowledging our response now. So that, yes, that is it. So good night, everyone. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the contribution. And as much as you've enjoyed the class, I will strive as much as possible so that our class will be simple, will be interesting, and will also be impactful, because I've said I wasn't going to be fast. I was going to take it slowly. We will continue from here next Thursday. And for those joining for the first time, if you want to continue the class, you need to actually get back, okay, on what is required. So good night, everyone. So we will see you again on Tuesday for reading, and on Thursday is for writing. So bye and good night. Have a nice night's rest.